I lost 45 pounds with the help of Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, and Shakeology. I knew that the programs and the products worked. I knew it was like nothing I had ever experienced in my whole entire life. And I knew that I wanted other people to be able to experience that too. But I wasn't necessarily sure about how to go about that. So when I signed up as a coach, I was like all about like, hell yeah, you should do Turbo Fire. Hell yeah, you should drink Shakeology. It's like the healthiest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, I mean, it was just like, I had this overwhelming sense of needing to share, but I didn't really understand how to turn that sharing into a business without feeling like I was being an icky salesperson, because that was like the last thing that I wanted to do. And so I held off. I was a coach for like 3 years and didn't do a thing with it. When my mom ordered Turbo Fire, she ordered it through me. She was ordering Shakeology through me, but like, I mean, that was about it. You know, I didn't tell anybody I was doing it or anything like that. And then one day that kind of changed. I was on Facebook and I was just like going through older pictures that we had, and I came across some from Italy when we lived in Italy, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I had no idea, one, that I looked like that to begin with, and then two, that I had come like so far, you know, I had no idea. And so I put the two together and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, that's so crazy, I had no idea. Well, people kind of went crazy about it, and they were like, what did you do? Help me to do that too. I want to do it too. Will you help me? And I was like, oh, that's what coaching is about, right? And so then it kind of clicked, and from there it just kind of rolled. I had no intentions of making this a full-time income type thing, even though right now my paychecks are matching my husband's in the Army. I had no intentions on really even making a profit. I just wanted to help those people that commented and said that they wanted to do what I had done. I just wanted to help them do it. And I was like, okay, you know, yeah, I'm in. So my first goal was to just make enough money to pay off my student loans each month. At the time, I owed $371 a month to my student loans, and for reasons with the Army and moving, I wasn't able to finish my degree, and it killed me to think that my husband was going to be using his money. I mean, we share it, but you know what I mean. Like, I created the debt, and I didn't want him paying for my student loans with no way for me to repay them myself. So I was just like, if I can just make $371 a month to cover that, then I'll be good. So that's what I set out to do. And I did that in the first month, and I was happy doing that, and it felt good. And on top of that, I was like earning these things called Success Club points that were getting me free trips. Like, we went to Disney World, the first free trip that I ever went on, completely for free. We ended up actually making like $108 on the trip with food, travel, everything. It was amazing. And so that was it. I was like, man, this is awesome, you know. And at the same time, I finally felt like I had a purpose. I was fulfilling what I was put on the earth to do, and that was to help people. It made me feel good when people would email me and say, oh my gosh, I love Turbo Fire too. I've lost 20 pounds doing it. Thank you so much for introducing me. But that got me hooked. I mean, just like nothing else can. And so it just kind of escalated from there. And then when my husband got back from his 4th deployment, we just kind of decided we were done living that kind of lifestyle. It's hard. I know y'all that are military spouses know it is hard to live that way, not knowing when they're coming back, if they're coming back, living year after year with them being gone, with them coming home, with them readjusting, moving all over the place. It's amazing, and I'm so thankful that there are people out there that can do that, and I'm not one of them. And my husband isn't happy, and I wasn't happy, and so I kind of started aiming a little higher. And I thought, you know, if I could just make enough money to where we could support ourselves and he could feel comfortable getting out of the Army, that's what I want to do. So that's what I do. That's my why. And I'm so blessed to be able to say that coaching is now my only job, and I work about, 2 to 3 hours a day, and then I'm off, and I can do it no matter where I am, where the Army has sent us, whether I'm on vacation, I can just check in with my challengers, and it gives me that motivation to keep pushing for my own goals. This is the kind of accountability that I needed to stay where I was. I know that I would have fallen off track, not been near as successful in the programs and stuff if I wouldn't have had that team and that community that has helped me to stick through it and to keep up my healthy eating habits and working out each day. We really push each other and motivate each other to keep it going. And that is, I think, what is the coolest thing about it. And so coaching to me wasn't something that I ever thought I would do, but it has been by far the biggest blessing in my life. And I'm so thankful that you've allowed me to share that with you.